Spinning around on the skid pan may be the most spectacular part of the training program, but it is only a part. Everything the trainees learn leads up to the 2 tests they must take at the end of their 6 weeks of training. One is a state test, set by the Department of Local Government for drivers of public service vehicles. The other is CIE's own test. Only a first-class driver can hope to pass both tests. What sort of a man makes a first-class bus driver? Does he need previous driving experience? How, in fact, are the trainees selected? Inspector Malone of the training school is closely involved with the selection of suitable men.
Now, the company have 2 sources of recruitment. One from outside the job and the other inside. The men we take from the outside are fellows who have bus driving experience in England, driving lorries or heavy vehicles of any description here in Ireland. And they advertise for them in the papers. The lads write in and they're sent for and they're interviewed. They do a dog driving test for the company, and if they pass this, then they come up to the driving school to do a course. The other type of driver we recruit is from the conducting grade, and those are the ones that we have under our care. They come in periodically during the year in groups of 12, and they're broken up into smaller groups of 3, 4 to each instructor. Some of them have driving experience, some of them have no experience whatsoever. However, we treat them all as having no experience. We take them out in a bus on a quiet country road, and we put them in, and they show us what they can do or what they can't do, whichever the case may be, and we develop them from there. We put the first man in. If he can't drive, we show him how to change gear and use a clutch and a steering. And you tell him to concentrate on just these rudimentary steps when he's starting off to drive. And from that, you sort of build him up. The next step we take him when he's some sort of control over the steering and clutch, accelerator. We take him in somewhere where he can turn corners, make right and left turns. And when we get him over that stage then, and he has some sort of control, we start moving into very light traffic. Included in this early part of the course is starting on hills in first gear without rolling back and without getting a big jerk. And this helps him in a way to have his clutch control right. Steering really is one of our biggest problems at the beginning. In the course, we give them lectures on rules of the road. This is an absolutely essential part of the training because they're going to go later on for 2 tests, one by the company and one by the Department of Local Government. And they must know the rules of the road to pass either of those tests. We give them lectures on accidents and mechanical lectures. They also do a session on the skid pan, and they drive during their course all the different types of buses that the company operate. The idea of doing this is to show them the different methods of operating the buses. They don't get a full course on these, but once they're able to drive one type of bus, it's only a matter of familiarizing themselves with the controls of the other bus, and it's one bus is the same to drive as the other as far as the size and the other problems are concerned. During the course, we emphasize the 3 C's: concentration, care, and consideration. Now, concentration is one of the most important attributes a driver can have. A man who has never driven anything, his concentration is built up during the course with the other things that are essential to make him a good driver, the technical end of driving. From concentration, he gets observation, anticipation, and he must be concentrating to have care and consideration for other people. This is all part of his job, so concentration is really the key to the whole business. A bus driver, of course, must always concentrate on care for his passengers. People are a different type of load to any other type of load carried by any other vehicle. They can be injured very easily if they're not looked after properly. And consideration for other road users. By virtue of the fact that he's driving such a large vehicle and he's taking up so much space, he must always think of the fellow that's likely to move faster than him. Well, like a man that can accelerate in a car much faster than a bus, and they often do so thoughtlessly across buses. A cyclist who is likely to wobble out in front of him, a car that can come out from a side street suddenly. And all this has a bearing on the fact that he must drive smoothly. If a car rushes out of a side street and he's not anticipating and is not concentrating on the job, the result is either an accident or a jam on which is likely to injure somebody in the bus. This very seldom happens, of course, by virtue of the fact that he's properly trained.